Wells Fargo did this. So they knew, the banks knew that these firms like Countrywide had very, very poor lending standards, that they were going out and lending to everybody, but they didn't care. And why didn't they care? Because they knew that they were going to sell this stuff immediately to unions, to pension funds, to mutual funds all around the world. They were not going to hold this stuff, so they didn't care how bad the loans were. So that's what they did. They went out and they made this huge volume of toxic loans, and then they went all over the world and they sold this stuff, and they built people into buying these crappy securities. And then some of these companies got smart after they started doing this for a few years. They realized, hey, we're putting all this crap into the financial bloodstream of the world. There has to be a money-making opportunity in this for us. So let's go out and let's bet against the same properties, the same products that we're selling out there in the open market. We'll get all this crap in this bag and we'll sell it off to unsuspecting fools for like the New York State Pension Fund, or the Mississippi Retirement Fund, or the Connecticut Carpenters Retirement Fund. We'll sell our shit to them, and then we'll bet against it. And how did they bet against it? They went to insurance companies like AIG, and they essentially bought insurance, a kind of insurance against their own product.
Don't we own AIG?
Now we do. Here's how this worked. It's sort of like selling a lot full of cars with no brakes and then buying life insurance on all the drivers. That's really what they did. They got smart. They went to AIG. They sold all this shit to all this dangerous, toxic stuff out into the market, and then they went to companies like AIG and they bought credit protection against those same products. And then what happened? AIG went out of business. And so what did these companies do? They went straight to the government and they said, this is an outrage. We're not going to get our bets paid off if AIG goes out of business. If AIG goes out of business and is allowed to go to bankruptcy, the bets we made against our own product, we will not be able to collect, and that would be an outrage. So therefore, we need a bailout. We need a federal bailout so we can collect our bets, and that's what they got. The government went in and they paid 100 cents in the dollar for all the bets that these companies made against their own product. In the case of Bank of America, Merrill Lynch, which is also a subsidiary of Bank of America, they collected $6.8 billion from the AIG bailout. Bank of America itself collected $5.2 billion, and that's all your money. That's taxpayer money that went to pay off the bets that these assholes made against their own product.
Shut them down! Shut them down.
So years later, after all of this, what did we find out about all these transactions? We found out that not only did they defraud dozens of major institutional investors all over the world, like the New York State Pension Fund, which collected a $624 million settlement from Bank of America, from retirement funds in Mississippi and Los Angeles County and Connecticut. Not only did they defraud those people, they also defrauded the insurers. Remember how they said, we're going to insure these bonds? Well, they also lied to the insurers who gave them these insurance policies on these bonds. They lied about who the people were who were buying these mortgages. The insurers didn't know how bad these loans were, and a lot of them went out of business. Companies like Ambac, which had existed for decades, one of the biggest insurance companies in the world, went bankrupt, largely because of companies like Bank of America, because they ended up insuring all this crap that they had to pay out claims on. One company, Ambac paid $466 million in claims on mortgage-backed securities because they were insuring stuff that they had no idea how bad it was. We also found out that that Bank of America was systematically overcharging its depositors during this time. They were involved in a whole range of illegal activities.
Did you say systematically?
Systematically,
Everybody?
Yeah. Everybody. So, anyway, the lesson being that Bank of America essentially is a state-supported bank. They got bailed out by the government when they engaged in all these transactions. We gave them $45 billion in bailout money in 2008. $25 billion of that was to buy Merrill Lynch. And when they acquired Merrill Lynch, they also acquired all of Merrill Lynch's derivatives portfolio, a lot of which were bets on stuff like this. In fact, last year, Bank of America moved Merrill Lynch's entire derivatives portfolio from Merrill Lynch's books onto Bank of America's books. Now, not many people heard about that, but what did that mean? Bank of America is a federally insured depository institution. It's FDIC insured. So now, if all these bets and all this crap, and they have $73 trillion worth of this crap that got moved from Merrill Lynch, got moved from Bank of America from Merrill Lynch to Bank of America. If all that stuff goes south now, it's on us. It's federally insured. All of us are on the hook for all those crazy gambles. And the government allowed that to happen.
The magic words are, I am going to remain silent.
I am going to remain silent.
And I want to speak to a lawyer.
And I want to speak to a lawyer.
You must say you are going to remain silent.
You must say you are going to remain silent.
And then you must actually remain silent.
You must actually remain silent.
Anything you say.
Anything you say.
To the police.
To the police.
To your friends.
To your friends.
To someone in your cell.
To someone in your cell.
Or to yourself.
Or to yourself.
Can and will.
Be
used against you.
Be used against you.
Consider yourselves Mirandized.
Consider yourselves Mirandized.